Hey y'all.
Y'all, what it do?
Alright, it's now in slow motion. Welcome back to another YouTube video. It's Jesus. If you're not familiar with the channel, you already know that we talk about men's mental health. We talk about mental health as a whole, different topics, things like that. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. If you're unfamiliar with the content, go ahead and check out the rest of our videos. But today's is going to be about procrastination. And so when I talk to you guys about this, it's coming from first person. Okay, this is something that we all deal with. I deal with it on a daily basis when it comes to my mental health, when it comes to my physical health, and when it comes to just getting things done. Okay, but I guess the biggest thing I wanted to talk about is sacrificing yourself to the idea of completely immersing yourself in something or giving something your complete all. Whether it has to do with your physical health or it has to do with your mental health, all I'm saying is it's a big deal when you fully commit to something. And so I wrote a few notes down in my notebook. This video might be a bit cheesy. I might stutter a little bit. I'm still new to this whole thing. And recently we've been making YouTube videos about just jibber jabber, and now I'm trying to actually walk in and talk to you guys about what goes through my head and just the way that I actually see things. And so, this is it. What needs to be done? Okay? The reality of my situation is that things are in motion. You know, whether they continue this way, it's completely up to me. But I've got to get rid of my own limiting habits, my own limiting things that I do. Okay? And I think we can agree that sometimes when we want to take full effect into something, whether it's the gym or whether it's starting a business or jumping onto a new venture, we kind of rely on other people to be like an emotional support, or we kind of rely on other people to help us out in taking that next step. And once we actually do it, it's great, but then they start falling off and suddenly you guys aren't both available for something, or for whatever reason you guys just don't want to continue that thing, even though you guys know that things are going to work out great if you continue at it. You know what I mean? That's one of the things, you know. I'm sure you've been held back many times, and I've been held back many times, thinking that to take a leap of faith or to do something crazy or do something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, I have to do it with somebody else. And honestly, that's not the case. About a year ago, and I'm yapping again, my bad, but I'm trying. About a year ago, I left to go sell insurance, and I was working a car sales job. But when I first started in sales in general, okay, I weighed about 140 pounds, and I moved my way up all the way to 240 pounds. That was the biggest I've ever been. I felt gross. Sleeping was uncomfortable. I was snoring all the time. I mean, things just weren't good at all. And I fully gave myself to the idea of becoming fit, eating healthy, not just to look good, but so that I can feel good throughout the day. And I started to really tap into my emotions. I really started to tap into my mental health and making sure that I was good there. Now, when I left the job, okay, or my bad, I did end up losing the weight, and I tapped into the whole idea of those things, and I took care of myself. But when I left the job, I gained a majority of that weight back. Okay, not as much, but I definitely did. What was I gonna say? I don't remember what I was gonna say. I'm gonna have to give myself up to fully commit once again, okay? Anyways, that was number one, thinking that you need to be with somebody else the whole time, or with a group of people or moral support. But when I started going to the gym, and I ended up going every single day and tracking all my calories and tracking my macros and getting fit and feeling healthy and looking good, I did all those things alone. And you'll find out that a lot of the times when it comes to stuff like that, taking care of you, you want to go alone. You don't want to rely on somebody else's schedule, and you definitely don't want to rely on what else somebody's doing that day. You know what I mean? Take care of you. At least when it comes to that, take care of you and be okay with taking care of yourself by yourself. Now, the second thing has to do with coming up with like business ideas or executing something, even starting a YouTube channel. Okay, I know it's a scary thing. It's definitely a scary thing. And you always want help. right? There's people who can help you, so they say. And so they start offering advice, they start offering their time, the things that really aren't helpful at the end of the day, because it goes back to number one. You end up wasting your time waiting for them to come help you with that thing they said they were going to help you with. Two, they're not going to be around. You guys are going to come to a disagreement, just whatever the case is. No way I have a YouTube ad right now. Sorry about that, I got a YouTube ad. But yeah, the team, what did I write down here? The team that's broken, okay? For a long time, I kind of relied on like camaraderie. I relied on the help of others. We're going into things together with other people. But let me be honest with you, that is not what you need to do nowadays. What you need to do is get your big boy pants up and start doing things by yourself. Whether it's starting a business, whether it's taking a venture into changing your life completely, anything at all. Anything you think you need other people for, you definitely do not need them. And it's going to be scary and it's going to be uncomfortable. But later you're going to realize that you can find fulfillment in the thing you're doing because other people aren't doing it. You used to be scared, but now you're not. And now you just look at all the other people that aren't doing what you're doing, and you just feel good about yourself because they're not doing it. You took the leap of faith and you started it. Okay? The third thing is the comfort of procrastinating. Procrastinating feels good. Whether it's waking up late or rolling around in your bed or getting to that one thing later, time is going to slip through your hands, and that's something that we just can't get back. Whether or not you get that thing... No, what was I going to say? I'm probably going to cut that part out. 3 is the fear of consequence. Okay? More than likely, the biggest thing that you're going to be scared of is judgment. Whatever this thing is that you're doing is the fact that you're going to be scared of judgment. By other people not understanding what you're going through, and by other people judging you for what you're doing, or going through, or trying to achieve. Listen, man, if you're approaching this by yourself, and if you made it so far down the line that you're starting to get those comments, you've already committed to that thing. And chances are those people maybe tried it, but guess what? They failed. So what can they say? They can tell you about their failures, but I mean, if you take it in a constructive way, all you can do is build off those. Okay, so don't be afraid of the consequence. Don't be afraid of going broke. Don't be afraid of being laughed at. Don't be afraid of looking like a fraud, because maybe you surround yourself with some rich people and then you post some cool things and it turns out that you don't have any money in your pocket. You're not a fraud, man. You just open yourself up to new experiences. You know what I mean? Experiences that you want to be a part of. Don't worry about the people who are laughing at you or hating on you. They don't have an ounce of what you got, especially up here. And if anything, they're going to come back to you and ask for advice. It's happened time and time again, and it's happened with me too, man. So there's that. Let's see here. Another thing is trying to find my place rather than naturally just being accepted. Part of trying to find your place for people who feel like they're completely misunderstood is just never going out there and trying to be accepted in the first place. How are you going to be accepted by other people if all you do is get cooped up in a room or get cooped up in your head and never go out there and actually explore things? I mean, you're probably going to find out that a lot of people actually like being around you, or a lot of people actually want to talk to you, exchange ideas with you, whatever the case is, but you're not going to find that out if all you do is stick to yourself. When I was selling insurance, okay, and I was partnering up with another dude, not going to mention any names, the heart was there. The heart was there for sure. But a big thing where we lacked, I guess, how can I say this? A big department where we lacked is just always coming from a place of weakness. Like not thinking that our ideas are going to be accepted or people aren't going to accept what we got going through our heads. And a part of that was actually putting ourselves out there to see if people would agree with it or not. You know what I mean? How are you going to get your stuff out there if you don't have any proof of concept? You're just going to be all by yourself, cooped up, and nothing's ever going to happen. And dude, that feels like shit. Guess what? Rejection, getting told no, or just not being accepted face first is way better than you just thinking in your head the whole time that nothing's gonna work out. So my G, stop trying to find your place in your head rather than just naturally being accepted by being out there. Okay? So there's that. Let's see. Let's see here. I'll wrote this down, okay? Just to make things come full circle. So I don't make the video go on and on forever. I mean, I definitely love to talk to you guys more about this stuff, but I don't want to yap your ears off by any means, okay? A lot of what needs to be done is going to take place in private. The privacy of your own conscience and the privacy of being unnoticed. The world will eventually catch up with you. And right now you're too old to not know better, and you're too scared to do what's right. So stop being too scared to do what's right and just go for it. And you're not going to be noticed in the beginning. Maybe you will be with those laughs and people making fun. But you'll probably find that a lot of times people will be supportive of you. You know what I mean? And if you're too scared of being seen, or you're too scared of being noticed about the things that you're doing, guess what? People forget. And they're probably not noticing because what you're doing is just the beginning. And so that's the privacy of being noticed. And eventually when the world does catch up with you, then you'll be noticed, man. But guess what? You would have gone through the mud already. You'd have had the accolades. You would have gone through whatever it is that you need to go through to be noticed. And then there, you can claim it all. You can claim the whole thing. You did it. You went through the mud. People owe you respect now, whatever it is you want. But just don't be afraid, man. Just do it. Okay? Things have to be done in private, and they're gonna be done in private. Whether you like it or not. Whether you feel like you're being exposed to the whole world or not, you are in private. Because right now you're too small to even think. You're too small right now to even be a thought right now. So just keep doing the things that you feel like everybody's looking at. Nobody's looking, not yet. But once you've mastered those things, once you've put in the work, people are going to notice. Same thing happened to me when it came to trading options. Okay, I'm not saying I'm like the most profitable options trader, but in the beginning, okay, I would stay up late, I'd look at the charts, I'd pretty much gamble a lot of money, and I lost a lot of tens of thousands of dollars of money, and I did all that work in private. And when I posted and I reached out to people on social media and I did all that stuff, I kind of felt like people were gonna poke fun, like, yo, dude, I mean, your strategy is just gambling. Nobody's gonna help you out. But, you know, in the end, I mean, you go through it and you learn. And now that you're making all these gains and now that you're helping all these people, people are starting to reach out to you. And now you get to claim the glory because guess what? Now you're valuable. You went through the mud. You figured out how to be profitable. You figured out how to come from nothing. You figured out how to turn a little bit into a lot. And people are attracted to that. And in the end, I mean, you won. You know what I mean? I feel like I was going off there. I'm going to read off what I put down here too. To fully commit is to sacrifice to the idea of the unknown. Maybe, just maybe, you'll be scared. Maybe, just maybe, you'll be tired and you'll be upset and annoyed. But maybe and possibly, you'll deal with more. A side of life you won't comprehend and definitely won't feel safe in. Disassociation, depression, self-hate. You'll deal with insecurities. You feel like you've made enemies. You feel like you would have dealt with broken promises people have told you and promises that you've told to other people. Maybe you'll deal with debt and lost time, but in the end, that's something that we can't afford to lose. It's time, and it never comes back, and as procrastination continues, life is going to move slower and slower before your eyes. Your surroundings, your home, your income, your diet, things are going to move so slow, but your days are going to move so fast when you look back and you have nothing to speak for it. And so that's all I got to say to wrap up the video. If you guys made it to right now, then you're an OG. Still trying to get better at this stuff, but I'm going to keep uploading. I'm not going to stop. Jesus Olvera, please subscribe. Talk to you guys later.